All right, we're live.
All right, welcome. We're back. This time we are down in New Paris, which is straight south, about 10 minutes south of Goshen. And we're here at High Point Machine with Don. Don is the proprietor here. He's been doing, you say, how long have you been?
I've been in business 35 years.
35 years. Doing, tell us a little bit about your specialty in machining.
We do what we call Swiss type machining and sliding headstock, really long, skinny parts, and we also do conventional CNC turning and milling, multitask turning, and do CNC mill work, fourth axis also, and some dental, some medical, archery, and just LED heat sinks, and just a wide variety of different components.
And really cool motorcycle parts.
And motorcycle parts, yeah.
Yeah, we got three of the bikes out here.
Bikes we rode down.
We've got Grant here.
Hey,
We've got
what's up?
John. You'll be seeing again in a little bit.
Yep. So we come down here quite a lot. Don comes up and delivers parts, and some of the parts that we make. You make all of our axles.
Axles, swing arm pivots, the carburetor parts, fuel cap, filler tube,
Top plate.
top plate, handlebar clamps.
Much
All
of the
that stuff.
beautiful machining you see. He also has a laser engraver, which if you have a bike which has been built in the last 2 years, we have our logo on the end, and Don does that all here in-house.
If you like, I do have the laser engraver on if you want to watch your logo being engraved.
That sounds great. We certainly want to do that.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's go see it.
See that now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let one of you in because of the what do you want to call it, the laser.
The laser.
But if you want to put the goggles on, I'll let you start it, and then you can videotape it.
Oh,
And,
okay. Well, I can just point the camera and just close my eyes too.
Okay, you could do that. Or Richard, did you want to watch?
Yeah, I want to watch.
Richard?
Okay, so
I feel like I'm at Willy Wonka with these goggles on.
okay, when I'm ready to go, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
You go ahead and shut your eyes.
Yep.
You're gonna move, so I can get out.
Wow.
It's got a pretty nice beat to it.
There's done.
And that's it.
Awesome.
Let's see it up
And
close.
what we have here. These have been wiped off.
So cool.
And there you go.
Oh, look at that. Happiness is riding a Janus motorcycle.
Aw.
That's awesome.
The laser engraver does come in handy. We laser engraver axles. We do some parts for other companies that we make parts for. And here's one of our inspection pieces right here that we can actually lay a part on here and hit the button. And usually it's small parts, and it will come with the measurement. If it's any red, that dimension's not okay. So rather than checking all those on an optical comparator, we can do it.
And this
Right
is an
there.
optical comparator over here.
Yes,
Small one.
a small one, and I have a larger one out there.
So when Don and we were working on creating our EPA carburetor settings, we had to measure the needle. And a needle has many different tapers and sizes, and we used your big one out there for that.
Yes.
Um,
And here's a lot of different components we make for different companies. And I don't have your motorcycle parts out here, but here's some reamers for the orthopedic, some drills for orthopedic, titanium screw for the vertebrae.
Whoa.
And different handles for the medical. These are 9mm extractors and 223 extractors right here. And a microphone part. And here's a little tiny dental part. It's actually cutting edges on the end there.
Gotta get really close to see that.
And that's done on one of your Swiss?
Yeah, on the star.
Wow.
And some of these different parts here are for aerospace companies.
Have you had anything go into space?
That I don't know. I
You
don't
could
know
tell
where
us,
they
but you'd
go.
have to
I
kill
don't
us,
know where
right?
they go, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't ask. So.
That is so cool, Don.
Good on the.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
What do you want to
Walking
do?
around here.
Okay, well here I'm making simple archery tip. This is a screw on, I should say. You break the arrow, you can sharpen the wood. This one you can screw it on. And we also make a glue on that does not have the threads on the inside.
Huh. So this isn't threaded, it's those threads into the wood.
Yes, threads in there. This is for a traditional recurve archery company. And then we also weigh them to 125 grain.
So cool.
You ride it yourself?
What was that?
You ride too, right? Tell us about
that
your
was
riding.
my old motocross days many years ago. Crashes, broken bones, and all that stuff. So I don't do that anymore.
But the name of your business,
It came from High Point Racing Products. It was a byproduct from years ago.
I think that's so cool.
So, yeah, when I was trying to figure out the name, I saw my motocross boots in the corner and High Point Machine. So that's where that came
That's
from.
so cool.
So, and here we got that's a sliding headstock type machine. Here's a part here. For your parts, here's your fix for your new 250
Swing arm.
Swing arm. This was made on that star over there because it's long and skinny. Here we're blank out these parts on the day before because heat is an enemy for holding close tolerances. So we'll blank it out, even though we're flooding with cutting oil, it does expand, so we let the machine and the part cool down overnight, and then I chuck it the next day, we skim that, and thread that, and then we have a good part.
So this is, so everybody knows, this is the steering stem. So your fork is welded to this, and then your handlebars are right here, and there's a top nut that attaches that. And Don makes almost all those parts. So the top nut on your bike, and then the lock nuts that screw on there, that's all done here by Don.
The lock nut.
What's that?
Talk to us about the function of the lock nuts.
Oh, the lock nut, there's two of these that they, you have your headset, you have your bearings, it all goes together, and then this screws down on there, and there's two of these, and they can be locked together. So there's a special tool you use, and you can tighten them together, and then the top plate goes on, and then the top nut on top of that.
Want to watch this on?
Oh, he's gonna set it up, I'll get out of the way.
The center comes in to support it. Now we're going to finish turn our thread diameter. And there's our threading passes. We use a good graded cutting oil in here rather than a water-based coolant, which I like. It's better on the machines. Now this pass right here is just removing any burrs from the top of the thread so you don't have any sharp edges. Now here we're turning the finished diameter for our upper bearing. It's not cutting, now it's turning the finished diameter for our lower bearing. And when you remove very little, you're not creating hardly any heat. So we're not going to have any fluctuation in size. Now we got a good part. Check both diameters. And that's how we do those.
Do you know the total count of how many parts you make for a Janus motorcycle?
Not offhand. There's quite a few of them, I know.
Especially when you include the carburetor.
Yes, and speaking of carburetor, here's the optical comparator I was telling you about.
Yeah, this is what we use to do the needle.
Here's one of your mixtures.
The atomizer.
Atomizers, yeah. If you look up on the screen, you can actually see this is the end right here.
Oh wow.
So I can actually go right there, zero it at the end. It has a readout over here. I can measure it to the center of my hole. Take the reading over there. There's my threads.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can check the edge of my threads and also up to the shoulder and the overall length and diameters because it goes up and down too. I can zero it and check. It's nice to be able to use this on parts that you cannot check conventionally.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What is the tolerance of the diameter of the steering stem, or for the steering stand?
I've been trying to hold 2/10 tolerance.
2/10.
At the bearing seats.
Yeah.
2/10
That way-
millimeter.
No, 2/10 of a thousandth.
Got it. You got it.
Yeah. For every 1,000th, that 1,000th is divided into 10 little parts, which is 1/10,000th of an inch. So 2/10 is basically 1/5 of a thousandth. For a human hair is about 3 thousandths thick. So you get too tight, your bearings are not going to fit. They're going to fit real tight, or they're too loose, obviously. Then it's not good to be too loose also. So I try to make those just for a very light press fit.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Another star, the star machines are a sliding headstock concept. So I can turn long, skinny parts. Like this, the cup shaft removal for orthopedic. So I can turn long and skinny without a support, which you cannot do on the hard edges.
So just to explain that, what Don means is that this piece of stock is coming out of the collet, right?
Coming out of the guide bushing. Here's the
Yeah.
guide bushing right here. And over here is your headstock. The tools only move in and out right here. This will grab the material, the bar stock, 12-foot bar, and it will run it out. This is not the right size, obviously. This is the bar stock diameter. And the tools will come in and it will turn as it's feeding out. So you got to get all your work done as the material.
Opposed to if you were turning this and you were trying to cut something out at the end here with a lot of play.
Yeah, you have to get you're using your stock diameter as the bearing diameter. So you got to get your work done. So you come out to here, do a groove, to turn and do your groove and then keep on turning. You know, so once you turn it, you can't bring it
Go
back in.
Yep.
And that's a carbide surface right there, so you have it just very slight tension on the outside diameter of the stock. So that's the secret to the sliding headstock machine, is turning long, skinny parts that you cannot do otherwise.
Right, and that's something that you sort of specialize in.
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
really
machine.
like that. I got into these machines 30 years ago, when not many small shops had them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I make your axles on. This is your front axle, and also this is your front pivot.
Front pivot,
Yeah, both
front
pivot,
axle,
and your brake stay.
yep, brake stay pin, and some other parts that we have.
And this machine here, I make your, this is what make carburetor parts on.
There we go.
Make your atomizer on here, your jet needle, pilot jet, is that me?
Pilot jet, yeah.
Pilot jet. And there's some, I made the 9mm extractors on this machine because I do have live tooling on the two stars, which meaning live tooling, this has the guide bushing here, feeds out, and down here I have 5 more tools in the back that are live. I can stop the spindle and it becomes another axis, which allows me to mill all this stuff away. I have a sub spindle which I can come and pick off the part, and I can actually come over here and do, there's 4 more tools over here that I can do backworking tools, or backworking operations on. There's some dental.
So these little guys right here, you're actually turning.
Yes,
That
almost
is
down
incredible.
to 3,000 point on the end.
Oh my god. What are those pieces?
Dental.
Dental, okay.
They go into like they get bent and they heat treated and they're for like ultrasonic type
Ultrasonic.
stuff. We made this on here. That's an eccentric shaft.
Uh-huh.
So since it's out around, it would actually drive a tool.
Yep.
A bearing goes on there. So we actually did that complete on here. Took a while to figure that out, but we can also do parts with a triple lead thread. See how fast that goes? There's three threads on there.
Yep.
What's the most challenging thing? What are some of your daily challenges when you?
Daily challenge?
Yeah, just setting up a tool. Is it kind of the first prototype that you make, or
Well, a lot of it.
consistency across the? Just talk us through what your daily sort of ups and downs, or some of the.
Well, that's a wide question because, one, you can get tool wear, or you get tool breakage, you don't know why, and then you got to maybe go back through the program and say, oh, I made a mistake, or tool wear is a little more premature, and it's a lot of troubleshooting. But once you get it, then then it usually runs pretty good. Yeah, this one here is just set up for that little part there, and that's what's on the machine right now. I just sent those in for first article. I got to make 2,000 of those.
What kind of projects make you the most happy to see? Like, what kind of makes you feel like I'm right in the thick of it in a good way? Like what's your favorite stuff to? You don't have to say Janus, but or what kind of big parts, small parts. What's your favorite machine to?
Oh, probably these are my favorite. I like the little stuff.
Yep.
The large parts, not so much. You got more shavings to deal with, a bigger bar to carry. Stuff like this is only out of an 1/8" bar stock, and I like little stuff because you can put a whole job in your hand almost, and you don't have a lot of material shavings to deal with, and a lot of people don't like this because it is more of a challenge, and so yeah, I like challenges. It's a lot of fun. I can pull my hair out, but so cool. So, and Yeah, these-
Stevenson says Mike Rao would definitely enjoy this. It's not a very dirty job.
Yeah, it's not
Keep a
dirty
very
enough for
clean
Mike.
shop, but it's, I'm sure you would enjoy the tour. So. You have a nice
look at
view
the corn
outside.
out the back.
Yep. Heart of Indiana. Corn right outside.
I just got a lot of different kind of equipment, but most all of it's CNC. We got like CNC mills over here. I have 2 CNC mills. The mills, I make the handlebar clamp,
You all can recognize this piece.
and I also make the top plate on the mill.
That's all made over in this one here.
And here we have a 4th axis. So I can actually, you got your x-axis, you got your y-axis, and you got your z. And now this is also now an a-axis. You can run them all together simultaneously, like some of the drills you saw in the inspection room. You can actually rotate this as we're turning to create a drill flute. And those large reamers we did over here too by milling the flutes on there. We have a 20-station tool changer where we use different types of Cat 40 tool holders. They go back into the automatically changes.
Donna, I heard you say this as a 4th dimension. This is a time machine shop, right?
What's that?
Dimension. So there's a time machine right here.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, wouldn't mind having the time machine. So that's pretty much it. One more star right there.
Then you have some beautiful old machines that you can do.
Yeah, and
Small work,
manuals,
manual
work and stuff like that. Got a grinder, cutter grinder, a couple small lathes, 2 manual mills, stuff like that. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I think this has been a great little opportunity for you all to see one of many of the vendors we have. This is one of the most fascinating places we all enjoy, getting to come down here and see what Don is working on, and work with Don, who helps us not only with doing our actual engineering, our machining, but also some of the engineering and design of the bike. So, yeah, thank you so much for carrying along.
Yep, we've got one more question. When the shop is going full tilt during the week, how many people does it take to work the machines?
Yeah.
I just had my wife and I and one guy. I chose it to stay small. I found I'm not a very good manager of people. And so, all these machines, even though they're automatic, I can't keep them all running at once, and neither can Corey. And but my wife does the office work. She'll be out here maybe working on second operation stuff that she can put in the machines, and she does some of our deliveries, and Corey will help keep the machines running, and so usually a day we can keep at least 2 of the lathes running and maybe a mill. And but if I got some easy jobs running, and sometimes I can run as much as 3 or 4 machines myself, and Corey 1 or 2. But if we got some more complicated parts, we kind of dedicate our time just on that. So, and our runs aren't huge, so we're not tying the machine up for weeks and weeks. Yeah.
Any more questions?
That's it. If anybody has any questions that they think of later, make sure to send us an email, and we'll get them answered. But that was a great tour.
Thank you so much, Don.
You're welcome.
So next up, we've got service.
Yep.
1,000 mile service with John. It's right over here.
Hightail it back up.
Yep.
All right. See y'all later.